May 8. Today's saint, Blessed Catherine of St. Augustine. Catherine was born on May 3, 1632 in a little village in France. She was baptized the same day. Catherine's family were devout Catholics. Her grandparents set the example, especially because of the genuine care for the poor. Catherine watched wide-eyed as her grandmother invited a handicapped beggar into her home. She offered him a bath, clean clothes, and a delicious meal. As Catherine and her grandparents sat around the fire that night, they prayed the Our Father out loud. They thanked God for His blessings. Because there was no hospital in the small French town, the sick were nursed back to health in the home of Catherine's grandparents. Catherine began to realize that sickness and suffering take patience. She was just a little girl, but she prayed to ask Jesus to make people suffer less. When she was still quite young, she joined a new order of Sisters of St. Augustine. They took care of the sick in hospitals. She received the religious habit on October 24, 1646. That was the same day her older sister pronounced her vows. In 1648, Catherine listened to the missionary priest begging sisters to come to New France or Canada. It was missionary territory. Catherine's sisters was chosen to be one of the first of the order to go as a missionary to Canada. Sister Catherine was just 16, but she begged to be chosen too. She pronounced her vows on May 4, 1646. Then she sailed for Canada the next day. It was the day before her 16th birthday. Life was hard in Quebec, Canada. Sister Catherine's loved the people. The Indians were so grateful for her cheerful way. She cooked and cared for the sick in the order's poor hospital building. But Sister Catherine learned about fear too. The Iroquois Indians were killing people and burning villages. She prayed to Saint John Berrifieu, one of the Jesuit priests who had just been killed by the Iroquois in 1649. She asked him to help her be true to her calling. She heard him speaking in her heart, telling her to remain. Food became scarce and the winters were terribly cold. Some of the sisters could not take the harsh life and constant fear of death. Sadly, they returned to France. Sister Catherine was afraid too. Sometimes she could oddly pray, and while she smiled at all the dear people she cared for in the sick wards, the grow sad. It was then, when things were darkest for her, that she made a vow never to leave Canada. She promised to remain performing her works of charity until death. When she made that vow, she was just 22 years old. Despite the missionaries. In 1665, Sister Catherine became the novice mistress of her community. She kept up her life of prayer and hospital missionary until her death. Sister Mary Catherine of St. Augustine died on May 8, 1668. She was 36 years old. She was declared blessed by Pope John Paul II in 1989. Reflection: Jesus never promised us that our lives would be easy and without pain, but He did promise to be with